What up? What up? Good morning. Good morning. Here in my office early actually today. I beat traffic, so obviously I didn't do my video in my car. So, anyways, couple of things I wanted to touch on today. One, which is I think one of the most important things for me, just personally, is the people. I'm always often asked, hey, what's your drive? What's your why? And I often think about that, right? Because I mean, there's so many reasons. We could sit here and say, my drive, my why, and etc. But lately, I've been thinking about that a lot, and I think that one of the things that I guess that I think about all the time, and I guess it just kind of hits me in my core is the thought of being born, right, being given an opportunity to live in this life, and not making it worth it. And what I mean not making it worth it is not necessarily the monetary side of it, but more of the who was I at the end of the day, right? What did my life mean at the end of the day? Was it a waste? Did I actually live life? Live life meaning did good things, obviously made mistakes, learned from them, and just kept pushing up the ladder. And the thing that I always take it back to, and I trip out on this, and last night I was in fact watching a documentary on the Egyptians, and they talk about how impossible and how difficult it was to build these pyramids and yada yada yada, right? And you're just like, wow, that's incredible, right? I mean, these monuments, these things are insane. And the only person that you hear talked about is the pharaoh, the king, or whatever the case. I'm sorry, my screen's going dark here. And I trip out on that. I trip out on the fact that in fact the king paid for maybe for the monument to be built, right? But it was all the laborers, the slaves that actually put the work together. You don't hear about them, right? You don't hear about them at all. You don't hear about all the work and all the stress and the sweat and tears and and all that stuff that goes behind the scenes. You don't hear about any of that. All you hear about is this pyramid was built for this king or for this family or whatever the case is, and these people that actually put in the work that built it are not buried inside these pyramids. So for me, when I relate that to my personal life is, I don't want to live the life of a slave, right? I don't want to live the life of me working for somebody else's dream versus working for my own dream. And I've always said this in the past, to my friends, my colleagues, and everyone else, that for me personally, I would rather live a life, even if I'm broke, but live my own life on my own terms. Right, that to me is like one of the most important things in my life. Is I want to give it my shot, my best shot, without anyone stopping me from being able to push forward, right, on my own, right. Whatever I accomplish, I want to accomplish for myself, right, and obviously hand this over to my kids or etc. But the reality is that most of us don't live that life. Most of us live the life that we were taught to live, right. The parents, the clock in and clock out and clock in and clock out and save the money and wait for retirement. And I think that's just a waste of life, man. I've always thought about that. I'm not even a high school graduate. I think I've told you guys that in the past. Not graduating is something that used to hang over me a lot, because my older brother graduated from high school. My brother Ricardo graduated from high school, and I always felt as of, maybe I failed, right? But there was something weird about that I really never cared about it. I was not a great student, to be honest with you. Too many fights. Got kicked out of schools. Went from one school district to another. In fact, to another state. Got kicked out of over there. Ended up coming back. And it was something that just, I always liked working. That's something me and my brother Ricardo have always been. We've always been the best workers. In fact, I can recall when we were younger, working for this lady, kind of like a neighborhood mom, right? Her name was Gracie. Her name is Gracie. She hasn't passed away. But she would always tell us, when we were younger, that we would always amount to be something bigger because we were always such hard workers, right? We were the hardest workers, that she've ever met. And it was just something that was embedded us. I don't know if it was maybe because maybe the competitive is in us, maybe the wanting attention maybe from her. I don't know what it was, But it's always been something that's just been embedded in us. We're always been the hard workers, always the hardest workers, no matter what. And I've always thought about the fact that I wanted more, right, out of life. I wanted more than what we had when we were young. We obviously didn't have much. Single mom, father here and there, but never really in the picture. Mom was always the one in the picture. Mom was the dad and the mom, and my older brother was actually somewhat of a figurative dad as well. So it's always been that that constant wanting more, wanting more, and wanting more. And wanting to live on my own terms, right? I want, I don't want to go to work for anyone, right? In fact, the last time I worked for anyone was when I was in high school, when I actually dropped out of high school. I worked for Burlington Coal Factory, and that was the last time that I could say that I worked for someone. And after that, just went full throttle on cleaning houses for an investor, and then after cleaning the house for an investor, I went into their office and then started learning the real estate business. But it's always been, I'm going to live my life on my own terms. So the question, you, new agent, experienced agent, or average agent, whatever you want to call yourself, or maybe just someone, a normal person, right? Is, are you living on your own terms, man? Are you going to be proud of the day you take your last breath? Because they say that it goes by really quick, right? They say you pass your entire life like in, I don't know if it's 30 seconds or 1 minute, and it just boom. And are you going to be satisfied with what you've done on this earth, right? Because, I hear this, we all hear the we don't take anything with us. Well, you're right. We don't take anything with us, but we do leave a lot behind. And that a lot is either your kids, it's either the impressions you left on people, the people that you probably helped. And, I believe that in order for us to be able to live a fulfilled life, you have to be fulfilled, right? Now, that doesn't mean that because you're the person that clocks in and clocks out that's wrong, right? No, not at all. There's a person that I follow a lot. His name is Earl Nightingale, and Earl Nightingale says that if you live a purpose, right, your life is a purpose, right, and it's something that is predetermined. You get up every day because you want to be the best school teacher, because you want to be the best wife, and that is something that you're looking forward to achieving on a daily basis. Then you live a fulfilled life. For me personally, right, a fulfilled life is just doing things on my own, right? Putting everything on the line on my own, which is why I call this channel Going All Out, right? I'm going all out. I don't know when I'm going to stop. I don't know when I'm going to feel successful. I don't know when this life may end. But what I do know is what I'm doing today. And what I'm doing today is pushing forward so that I can push harder tomorrow. Right. So you, again, that are, hearing this conversation, ask yourself, right? Ask yourself, are you happy with the way you're living? And if you're not happy, what are you doing about it? Right. People often think that it has to be something, dramatic, like a huge change from one day to another. Like, in other words, I'm not working out, but today I'm going to work out. I'm going to go full throttle. No, it doesn't work like that. In fact, you shouldn't do that. Because what's going to happen is when you go full throttle, you're going to burn your body out, you're going to get sick, you're maybe end up hurting yourself, or etc. But you should be taking small steps every day, right? Small steps of investing maybe $50 out of your check into maybe a savings account to buy a house, right? Now, not to leave it in the account, because you and I both know that the more money you have in the savings account, the less the value goes down. But the question you have to ask yourself is, are you achieving a predetermined goal every single day, right? Every single day. So I'll leave you with that. Think about that, right? Think about that. The life that you want to live and the life that you feel is meant for you. How are you living that? And more importantly, think about this, right? What impression are you leaving your kids? We talk about, hey, you got to be the best student in life, right? You got to be the best human. You got to push harder, right? And then the question you have to ask yourself is, who is the mentor? Because if the mentor's not doing it, then why should I do it, right? So again, even if it's small steps, even if it's a small $5 a day, it doesn't matter. Any little thing will get you on that road, right? Once you get on that road, right, little by little, you will start changing things more dramatically. So I'll leave you with that. right? That's something that was in the back of my head. And last night, like I said, I was watching this National Geographic, and I was just tripping on the fact that the people, the slaves, the ones that were putting in all the hard work, the ones that were dying to build this monument, got zero credit. You don't even know their names, right? So do you want to be the king, the pharaoh, or do you want to be the slave? I'll leave it with that. That's your decision. I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care. Have a great day.